Grand Rising Cosmic Family. So I just left my philosophy class for college, and something occurred to me, and that something is education. So I had asked my philosophy teacher or professor, like, why don't they have these types of classes in public school? Like, like a class like this that encourages higher and elevated thinking and critical thinking. Why is that class not in these public schools that a lot of kids are coerced into going to? Especially high school. I mean, mainly high school, to be honest. Like, that's where everybody, they mind more developed, because that was one of my professor's points against what I said. He was saying, oh, well, like scientifically speaking, the women, they mature faster in the mind, and everybody overall, like, they need to cognitively develop more. But the question I didn't get a chance to ask in class before he changed the subject was, why can it not be an elective? Because, I get that, like, a lot of people may not be, well, I'm gonna say some people may not be interested in that, but, like, in high school, it can be an elective. So as far as, like, his argument with the critical thinking thing and not being cognitively developed at a certain level to be receiving the information, I disagree with that, because from middle school, actually, and elementary, there are higher level reading classes, higher level math classes, So you can't really say that, oh, the critical thinking is just not there, or the cognitive development is not there, because they have other things to cater to other subjects, such as higher level reading, advanced reading classes, all of these honors classes. They even have some electives, not just for, like, sports or playing in bands and orchestras and guitar classes and shit like that, but they also have electives for jobs, for helping, teens in high school to have a better chance of finding a job. I forgot what it was called, but it was called something. But it helped teens get jobs, and get organized with that. So my thing is, yes, I do agree that some people may not really be there, mentally or cognitively for those classes, but that don't mean that they shouldn't be there. That's an excuse, because they have higher level classes towards other subjects. It just didn't sit well with me, and I wish I did ask that question, but the subject got changed. Other people had other questions. They helped the subject change, so I just sat back and I asked what I need to ask. Let my classmates in that class hear what I have to say, so they can get to thinking about that too before the subject was changed. That was important, because it just don't make sense. It don't. Because there are people who are in these high schools, these public schools and shit, that would love a class like that to think on a higher level, to grow cognitively. Like, even if it's not, like, all the way true, it encourages to think outside of the box that society put a lot of kids in, that their parents helped to put them in. A class like that would really change the game. Even though this shit finna be over with anyway, but I'm just saying, like, a class like that will really change the game. Encourage and inspire a lot of thinking, you know? Bring more awareness to certain things, because there are so many different ideas and inspirations inside of all of us. That can just change the way of thinking, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. But those school systems are limited. They don't really teach us shit. Like, you have to pay to get a higher level of education, to think higher. You have to pay to think more, to think on a higher level. Because classes like philosophy and things like that, they're in college. College is not free. College is a business, especially those universities. Because I go to a community college. Colleges are not free. They cost money. And not everybody is interested in college. Not everyone is interested in having more education because they done been beat down mentally by all the bullshit that they learn, and they're not really interested in the public schools or the schools that they go to that's under college. Because one thing I always say is the real stuff is always in the back. Like, you always got to look for the real stuff. Like, picture a store. When you in the store, in the front aisles, you always see the bullshit, the shit that don't really have that much value. But for the things that are valuable and that hold a lot of value to them, they're always in the back. Because what's something you say to a store clerk or to a store manager when you don't see something in the general sections for the general public and they say they don't got it? Can you look in the back? Can you see if there's something in the back? Sound familiar? That's what a lot of shit. A lot of things are like that. You gotta look for the real stuff in the back, and the fake shit always in the front. Like spirituality, practicing patience, meditation, bettering yourself. Those practices, things of that nature, are always in the back. Whereas Christianity, in these holy books, in teachings, and pastors, are all in the front, everywhere. I saw this one video where this one dude on YouTube has said that the South, they got more churches than gas stations. And I believe that shit. Because the real stuff is never in the front. It's always in the back. Same thing with college. They teach all the bullshit early to get you programmed. They teach all that bullshit early, but all the shit that matters, you gotta pay for that. And not a lot of people are willing to do it. They provide it, but they make it a little further out of your reach. So either you won't want to get it anymore, or you won't financially be able to. Which is why the whole critical thinking excuse that my professor in philosophy tried to give me was bullshit. Because once again, they have higher accelerated reading classes, honors classes, AP classes, all this shit to get into these colleges. They got higher level book clubs, all type of shit, and electives in high school. They could put a philosophy class in high school, because there's a lot of young minds in there that would appreciate a class like that. You feel me? I know I would have. But hey, that's just my thought. You know, I thought about it when I was in class. You know, I was motivated to make this video because it's very important. It's something to think about, something to marinate on. So, y'all have a good, positive, peaceful, and productive day. Much love, one love, and peace out.